We are live. This is gonna be, a very quick, very quick live stream. I'm gonna say that right off the bat, cause we're about to go live on another person's channel, going over UFC 281. Adesanya versus Pereira, the bottom of the card to the top of the card, and that's gonna be right around at 8 p.m. Eastern time. It is 7:41, and I gotta get the MMA news out as soon as I possibly can. So we're gonna go through today's MMA news with some haste. We're gonna go through very fast all of the stuff that we're gonna be talking about, all the MMA news in today's live stream. We're gonna be talking about fight cancellations, fight announcements, some rumors, some call outs. We got a lot of things to go over in today's live stream. We're going to public the live here, and we're going to get into the show. So let's just do the MMA news as fast as we can. Let's get into the first few topics of the night. Let's go on to our story with the first topic of the night inside of the UFC's light heavyweight division. William Knight and Marcin Parachnio is cancelled off of next week's UFC Fight Night Vegas 65. Per sources, it was going to be a pretty decent fight in my opinion. UFC 281 happening this weekend with a lot of good title fights on the card. Next week, we got Sergey Spivak taking on Derek Lewis in the main event. It's going to be a pretty good card in my opinion. And now we got another cancellation on this card. There's already been two cancellations, one of which Jack Shore and Kyler Phillips. Now we have William Knight and Marcin Parachnio, and I really have no idea why there was this cancellation. As I'm looking at the Tapology here, I'm looking at the Instagram story right here as well, and there's really no reason. It just was canceled due to some sort of reason. I don't know if William Knight pulled out, Marcin Parachnio pulled out, someone got injured. I don't really know, but the fight is canceled off of this UFC Fight Night. Who do y'all think would have won had the fight actually taken place? Yeah, thank you guys for checking out the live. Big MMA Joey's eating his McDonald's hot dog with a toy. What is up, Joey? I don't know how to say that one. Favorite MMA Joey moment when he started to roll for the first time. But yeah, we're going to get through these MMA news topics very fast today. I'm talking like 15 minutes because I got to get on to another live stream around 8 p.m. Eastern time. So we're going to go very fast today, alright? Next topic in the welterweight division. Jack Della Maddalena most likely going to be fighting at UFC 284 in Perth, Australia, after he fights Danny Roberts next weekend at UFC Fight Night Lewis versus Spivak. I think he wins that fight fairly easily, but he's calling out a guy that nobody wants to call out in the myth, the legend, Shavkat Rakhmonov. I want to fight one of the top dudes. You know that. I love to fight Shavkat Rakhmonov next year at some point in 2023. I think he's one of the good guys in the welterweight division. Maybe we can cross paths. I'm down to fight him. I think I can beat him. I give it a red hot crack, says Jack Della Maddalena, saying he would like to fight Shavkat freaking Rakhmonov. I'm going to go over to the UFC rankings very quickly here to show you where Shavkat is. Shavkat is a top 10 welterweight in the world that just absolutely destroyed Neil Magny to get inside of the top 15. The dude is an absolute monster in the welterweight division, and Jack Della Maddalena wants some absolutely insane. Jack Della Maddalena calling out, in my opinion, the scariest guy in the welterweight division. Put your thoughts down below. Who wins this matchup, Shavkat or Jack Della Maddalena? Next topic in in the I don't know what topic we want to do. In the featherweight division, Alexander Volkanovski, the greatest Australian MMA fighter of all time. It was talked about that maybe him versus Islam would be made for UFC 284. Then we heard Islam is not getting any papers. The UFC is not sending him the contract. They both want the fight, but the UFC doesn't want it. They say Volkanovski is too small, that they do not want to risk Volkanovski losing this fight and losing his star power in the featherweight division. But now we have Mark Raimondi right here, a very credible journalist, saying from Alexander Volkanovski himself, saying the super fight with Islam Makhachev is close for UFC 284 in Australia. The number one pound for pound fighter in the world and the number three pound for pound MMA fighter in the world are close to being done to fight at UFC 284. What do y'all think about this one? Do you think the UFC is actually going to make the fight and risk ruining the big win streak and the win after win after win domination in the featherweight division, ruin all of that for a chance at double champ status for Alexander Volkanovski? Who do y'all think win? I got Islam Makhachev by a submission earlier on in the fight, second or third round, but put your predictions down below for this banger in the lightweight division. Next one in the light heavyweight and featherweight division, UFC 281 has some weigh-in struggles. We got Ryan Superman Spann, the number 12 ranked light heavyweight in the world, missing weight by less than a pound, and Mike Trizano also missing weight on this UFC 281 card by also less than 1 pound. So they're both very close, but we're both not able to make the weight. What do y'all think about this situation, Ryan Spann and Mike Trizano? How much money do you think that Ryan Spann and Mike Trizano should give to their opponents, Sung Woo Choi and Dominic Reyes? And do you think that there could be a potential KO knockout loss for either Mike or Ryan Spann due to maybe them having a bad weight cut in their UFC 281? What do y'all think about this one? What do y'all think is going to happen? Who do y'all think wins? Ryan Spann, Dominic Reyes, or Mike Trizano and Sung Woo Choi? I personally think 50% of their pay should go to their opponent. They need to be professional and make the weight. But put your thoughts down below. Pitbull Nurmagomedov in the welterweight division. Vicente Luque, top 10 UFC welterweight fighter right here at number 9 in the welterweight division on Instagram, saying, building my comeback. It'll be one to watch. So he's got his next fight set, not set 100%, but it is in the works as of right now in the welterweight division. Personally, I don't think he's going to go up the rankings. Gilbert's probably going to fight Jorge Masvidal. Shavkat's definitely not going to fight Vicente. Sean Brady, no. Steven has a fight. Jeff Neal has a fight. I don't think it's going to be Michael Chiesa. I don't think it's going to be Neil Magny. His fight just ended. I think it's going to be Michel Pereira at UFC 283. I think they're going to do Brazil versus Brazil banger in the welterweight division, main card or like a main prelim at UFC 283. I would love to see this type of a matchup. Vicente Luque and Michel Pereira, the winner, getting a good fight inside of the top 8, top 7 of the welterweight division. But either way, Vicente or Michel Pereira in a fight, 3 rounds in the welterweight division is an absolute banger. That's what I think the fight is for UFC 283. What do y'all think? Who will Vicente Luque fight next? Do you think it's going to be Michel Pereira or maybe Neil Magny? It's a possibility it could be Neil Magny, but put your thoughts down below. Yeah, right here, talking UFC 281 bets live at 8 p.m. Eastern time. We got about 11 minutes before we gotta end this live stream because we are gonna be live with a lot of other good channels right there talking UFC 281. Let's check the next one in the bantamweight division. Nobody has spent more time in a UFC octagon Then Frankie Edgar, who fights for his last professional MMA fight tomorrow night at UFC 281, taking on the always dangerous finisher, Chris Gutierrez, who's a very good striker in this bantamweight division, the former UFC lightweight champion, the featherweight contender, the bantamweight contender, who's fought the who's who of 3 different weight classes, has 7 hours and 55 minutes of total control time, 1,799 strikes landed, and 73 takedowns. Oh my gosh, Frankie Edgar is an absolute GOAT of mixed martial arts. Not the greatest fighter of all time, but I mean, the amount of things that this man has accomplished is absolutely insane. Do you think Frankie Edgar gets the win tomorrow, or does he lose in his final fight? Does he get 8 hours on the total fight time? Do you think it lasts at least 1 round? Personally, I do think it will, and it'll go to 8 hours in total. What do y'all think, Frankie Edgar or Chris Gutierrez? Featherweight division, Calvin Kattar revealed that he tore his ACL against Arnold Allen at, UFC Fight Night. Kattar versus Allen hopes to be back by the end of 2023. That means he's about to take 1 year off in this featherweight division with guys like Movsar Evloev, Bryce Mitchell, Giga Chikadze, Calvin Kattar there as well, Ilya Topuria, Alex Caceres, all of these up-and-comers in the featherweight division will not be able to fight Calvin Kattar due to his injury he sustained against Arnold Allen in their UFC Fight Night. There's not much I can say, says Calvin Kattar. It is what it is. I tore my ACL, getting surgery in a couple of weeks, should be ready to go by the end of 2023. The goal remains the same: the UFC Championship. What do y'all think? Who do y'all think Calvin Kattar should return to fight at the end of 2023? Obviously, the featherweight division's probably going to look a lot different by that time, but what do y'all think about this at 145? Next one. In the light heavyweight division, Yuri Prochazka rejects Israel Adesanya's super fight. Adesanya was talking about if he can get past Alex Pereira at UFC 281, there's really nobody else out there. He beat number 1, he beat number 2, he's beaten number 3, he would have beat number 4, number 5, and number 6 with the guy he just beating Sean Strickland, with another guy he just beating Jack Hermanson, with another guy he just beating Darren Till. He literally cleared everyone in the top 10 but Andre Muniz, and he was saying he's going to move up to the light heavyweight division. But Yuri Prochazka shoots that down, says there's no way, I do not see a need in fighting Israel Adesanya. He says he would easily beat Israel Adesanya. What do y'all think? Should they do another super fight? I mean, I know what happened against Adesanya against Jan Blachowicz. Kind of got absolutely destroyed, but what do y'all think about this at 150, 185, and 205 pounds? Ding, 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 ding. And that's about it. Alright, that is it for today's MMA news. Let's read the comments before we leave to go on to another live show. In one sitting, 3 minutes, he devoured a whole menu. I'm not surprised. Trezano taking an L from the weight cut. Possibly. I do have Sung Woo Choi winning. Now I might put a little bit on Sung Woo Choi by KO, TKO. Getting a little bit interesting now that he's missed weight. MMA Joey's attempting his weight cut for 1,200 kilogram limit. Thank you guys for watching. That was a quick live stream, only 12 minutes right there. We went rapid fire through today's MMA news. If you want all the other stuff, there really wasn't the super big MMA news that was here. Go check out my Instagram, Bert_MMA. We got Joanna considering a comeback in the UFC. Adesanya not believing Pereira is deserving of the title. So we got a lot of other stuff that is worthy about talking about in MMA news, but I just didn't have the time to talk about it. So thank you guys for watching, checking out the live. Like and subscribe. Go check out some other videos, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching this live stream. Bert, I dropped 5 units on Zhang, but all these morons online keep making me doubt myself again, saying Carla is possibly due to 5 rounds of her sitting. You never know. I wouldn't be dropping that much on Zhang Weili, but there's a good chance. There's a good chance Zhang loses, getting out wrestled, but I think she should win. MMA Joey will ban you for making